Man, listen, his name is Torae. He represents Brooklyn, New York City. How many projects have you? I mean, from tapes and albums and everything.
Yeah. My first like breakthrough joint was 2008's Daily Conversation.
Yeah.
And then we at 10 from there.
What's one of your more popular? You get on that stage. What do the people want from Torae? What's the record you must perform?
For the Record, produced by DJ Premier.
And how did you and Premier link?
We had some mutual friends, but one thing I will say about Preem is that he's a DJ in the truest sense, like keeping his ear to the street and knowing what's bubbling and knowing what's burgeoning, what's hot. And, I had a group at the time back in like 06. I had a group, The Coalition, out to my guys. And we had a 12-inch on AV8 Records. And it made its way to Preem, like I said, through some mutual friends. It's made its way to Preem, and he rocked with it. He liked it. And then he decided to come out to a show. And he said when he came out to the show and saw me on stage, that's what convinced him. That's what really made him a fan.
And you really, really rapping though. Like you really, and you work on your voice. Like when you listen to your music, you got one of those qualities that I appreciate, which is knowing how to use your voice. I saw you post about Redman loving your music. He was riding to it.
That was crazy.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys that has a voice that you hear his voice.
You know what it is. Very distinct, you know what I'm saying? But the way he delivers and uses that instrument.
How did you learn that? Who put you on to that technique of voice and using your voice?
I would say I got a lot of like tutelage on things like that from the late great Sean Price. I was making music when I met Sean, but as a fan of the whole boot camp clique, Buckshot always talking about breath control, KRS-One talking about breath control. Those are words that I heard. I didn't really understand it until I got around those guys and saw how they delivered records in the studio and on stage. Sean, just the way he was brilliant with the way he projected his words and said things. And I just watched and learned. I always like to be a sponge.